broadcasting. I got TFred, Tim Frederick, and the one and only Rockin Rog. Fellas, how we feeling tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you, T-Fred?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's the snow's melting off.
For weeks because of all the
Yeah, it's been a
snow and
while.
everything.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad to be able to get this done, and we got a few games to do this week and this weekend, and then, like you said, T-Fred, tournament time, basketball 30. Let's see how far these Eastern Eagles can go.
You got that right. And of course, they made a tremendous run last year to the Elite Eight,
Yes, they did.
losing to the state champion, Monroe Central.
I know.
And you guys did that game.
We
Yeah,
did.
we did,
I
yeah.
watched.
I had
Yeah.
just had surgery, and then I decided to. I couldn't miss the game, so I went up and did it. It was a heartbreaker. And then I watched the state championship game at home, and I said, "Hey, Deck Man," I said, let's watch this team. They're in the state championship." And he said, "That makes it worse, Dad." I'm like, "What do you mean it makes it worse? The team that beats you is winning the state championship. I don't care. They didn't need. They shouldn't have beat
yeah.
us. They shouldn't have
Yeah.
beat us." So he's still salty about it. I'm still a little salty about it.
Everybody is.
But that was a great year last year, and I have enjoyed thoroughly watching this Eastern Eagle squad this year. They're all filing in here. They're getting their orders. I see Coach Leist. I'm hoping that somebody at least gets the Reuben here from Sullys, because this Reuben is the best
That's
in
what you
all
said.
of Ohio,
Yeah.
and I will put my neck. This is a great Reuben. This is a great place to eat.
It sure
Good
is,
food
yeah.
all around. I'm getting hungry sitting here. I might just dip out. I wasn't supposed to be here tonight, but thanks to a bye for the junior high tournament, I'm
You
able to
made
be
it.
here. But I haven't eaten, so I may have to jump over there and just leave you guys to it. I'm
Oh,
sure
I
you
didn't.
all can
Hometown
handle
Chevy
it.
is proud
That
to
is
bring
right. You
you the
didn't have lunch.
hometown.
Yeah,
Did ya?
somebody decides to show up at the office and has these big giant. Madman. The Madman got left out, and they're all just shoveling them in.
Oh,
I've never
come
seen
on.
sandwiches getting eaten so fast.
I can say I did not leave him out. I gave him some no-bake cookies.
No-bake cookies that give Neil Lice no-bakes a run for their money.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about no-bakes. We're not here to talk about food, other than the good food here at Sullys. Real quick, though, I do want to give just quick shout-out to the family of Ken McGuire.
Yes.
Yeah.
A great staple in the Python community, passed away on Sunday. Very near and dear to my heart. I know you worked with him for many, many years. So, prayers to the McGuire family. Ken was a great guy, big influence in my life, and he had an impact on many, many students. So, just hate to
Yeah.
hear a horrible loss for the
Yeah.
community, and prayers go out to the McGuire family. So, with that, let's talk basketball. T-Fred, you got some stats in front of you. I don't have those. Everything's all topsy-turvy this year. I'm usually the computer guy with all the stats, with all the,
Yep.
I can't find it. I don't know where it is. It's your board. You're working it. You got it there written down, so you're going to take it away. Let's talk about this Eastern squad, and let's talk to Coach Leist.
Yeah, well, they're 10-7 this year, 5-2 in league play. They got 5 games left. They have currently won 4 out of their last 5. Actually, they're better than that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are 8-2 in the last 10 games.
That's what I thought, yeah.
8-2, so they're on a serious roll, and it's the perfect time of the year to do that. Left to play is Sims Valley, Southeastern, St. Joe, South Gallia, and Western, according to what I saw and found. Now, if I'm wrong,
No,
I
that's what
apologize.
Max
That's right,
Preps
yeah.
has got. I got, we have Sims Valley on Friday. That's at home. We're going to have that one right here on Total Media Sports. And we have on Valentine's Day, Southeastern. I believe we're going to cover that one. That one's kind of a weird schedule change. It was set for another day, but it's going to be on Valentine's Day. So, bring your date. Come cheer on the Eastern Eagles, take on the Southeastern Panthers. Now, if I remember correctly last year, T-Fred, Southeastern made a pretty decent run over the SVC. I don't know how they're doing this year, but I think they're a pretty tough squad.
They're not bad. I think they're 500, maybe a game or so above it. I haven't looked, to be honest
Sometimes
with
you can't tell in the SVC because you
No.
got one team that just runs roughshod over everybody, and because they're so much bigger. But I don't know. We're going to see what the Southeastern Panthers have in store. But I know the Eastern Eagles take care of it. And it looks like Ironton, St. Joe, South Gallia, and then the final game is at Western. Now, by that time, correct me if I'm wrong, the tournament draw will already be out. Correct?
The tournament draw is Sunday.
This Sunday. Okay,
Sunday.
so I'm sure the snow with snowmageddons that we've had and the snow apocalypses and ice apocalypses and everything. So that's why we're playing so late in the season. But yeah, so we'll have a tournament draw and then we'll have a couple more SV or SOC2 games to finish out the season. But you did mention that TFred. They have what we've seen of them this year. They've really started to click at the right times. And I'm looking to see them make a good tournament run.
Yep, yeah, that's what they're building for. Now, before I go to the boys' RPI standings, let's go over the girls' tournament draw. They're going to start playing Monday night.
Yeah.
Waverly, it's South Point at Waverly, and that's Monday, at February 16th, and that's 7 p.m. Myself and Trey Edwards will be doing that game. And then also on the 16th, Eastern is at Lucasville Valley.
So Rockin Rog will have that.
And they'll play 7 p.m. also.
Yeah, Rockin Rog and I got that one.
And then Wednesday, on the 18th, Rock Hill travels to Piketon.
Okay.
And they will play at 7 p.m. on the 18th. And then Western, on the 19th, Thursday, they will play at 7 p.m. and they play at Portsmouth Clay High School.
So we got the girls' tournament. That was last Sunday, I believe.
Yes, last Sunday on the draw.
They got their draw,
Yep.
and then we'll have ours for the boys this Sunday. But yeah, all the local tournament action you can catch right here on Total Media Sports. What else you got
And
for us?
speaking of which, the boys on the RPI, Waverly is currently third out of 13 teams. Circleville's number one. Western is seventh out of 16 teams, and currently number one is Southern Racine. Eastern is 7, currently out of 15 teams, and Peebles is number 1 right now. And then Piketon is in the 11th spot, and out of 18, and Chesapeake is the number 1 team.
Okay.
So that takes care of it, and that draw will be Sunday.
I still haven't been able to find those RPI stats that you tell me. Like I said, everything's all weird and backwards this year, TFred. I'm not the tech guy this year. I can't find it. You got the board. I'm just here, man.
Well,
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
if you go to OHSAA RPI standings, if you type that in, it should pop up.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Let's go ahead and take our first break of the evening,
And then
we're going to come back, talk to Coach Leist and some of these hungry Eastern Eagles. You are listening to Eastern Eagles basketball on the Total Media Sports Network, the Eastern Eagles Sports Network, right here on Total Media Sports. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Football season is back, and there's no better place to gear up for game day than Sullys in the Valley. Football season is back, and there's no better place to gear up for game day than Sullys in the Valley, right in the heart of Beaver, Ohio. Whether you're fueling up before kickoff or celebrating a big win afterward, Sullys is your go-to spot for delicious food, refreshing drinks, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Tackle your hunger with mouth-watering pizzas, hearty sandwiches, and Perry's ice cream. Make your next game day even better. Swing by Sullys in the Valley, where great food and great fans come together.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com. Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the home. Your home.
Football season is back, and there's no better place to gear up for game day than Sullys in the Valley, right in the heart of Beaver, Ohio. Whether you're fueling up before kickoff or celebrating a big win afterward, Sullys is your go-to spot for delicious food, refreshing drinks, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Tackle your hunger with mouth-watering pizzas, hearty sandwiches, and Perry's ice cream. Make your next game day even better. Swing by Sullys in the Valley, where great food and great fans come together.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Football season is back, and there's no better place to gear up for game day than Sullys in the Valley, right in the heart of Beaver, Ohio. Whether you're fueling up before kickoff or celebrating a big win afterward, Sullys is your go-to spot for delicious food, refreshing drinks, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Tackle your hunger with mouth-watering pizzas, hearty sandwiches, and Perry's ice cream. Make your next game day even better. Swing by Sullys in the Valley, where great food and great fans come together.
Alrighty, welcome back to Sullys in the Valley, and we are live with the Eastern High School boys basketball team, and we are joined, as always, by Coach Ethan Lies. Coach, we appreciate you always being available to come on and talk to us when we do things like this. So let's just start off. Let's talk about your season. 10-7 overall, 5-2 in the SOC2. 8-2, in the last 10 games, TFred? Yep. So pretty good run there for you. Let's talk about how you got to this point.
Well, we started off the season, in our first 7 games, we started out 2-5. So it wasn't a great start. We played a lot of the SOC3 opponents during that time, which we've typically done in the past with the crossover. And it was a really good challenge for us. We played some really good teams close, and were able to compete, but not come out with the win. And so early on, it just kind of felt like we had a lot of opportunity for growth. But we also saw that we had potential because we were going toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the area. So the challenge was just to try to keep everybody bought in, even though our record wasn't what we wanted it to be. And I believe in our last 10 games, we've won 8 out of our last 10. Yeah. So we're starting to gel at the right time. We're starting to play better at the right time. And I think, playing in a tough schedule early has been a good thing for us.
Well, you're absolutely right. I'm going over your schedule here, and we haven't got to do as many games as I've wanted to. But the ones we have done, you're definitely right there. You just keep building and building and building, and maybe a tough loss there, like against Northwest, but for the most part, just been gelling. So you graduated 4 seniors last year. You've got how many this year? 5 or 6 seniors. So let's talk about what have they done to kind of fill the void of what was left from last year to step up and to really kind of get you to where you are right now. Because like we said before you come on, you're kind of getting at the right time. You're peaking. You're getting ready to roll to make a great tournament run. We'd like to see you go farther than we did last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In high school basketball, it's much different than college. As a coach, you have to be a little bit more flexible because you cannot really be married to a certain style of play. Because each year, even if you have multiple guys coming back, you have a completely different team. And that's kind of what we had this year. We had 3 guys coming back that played a lot of minutes that started for us. Carson Peters, who came off the bench and started some for us late in the year. But really, largely, we were rebuilding, and our style of play changed a lot. Because, offensively last year, we always try to be good defensively. But offensively, we had the type of team we could kind of score in bunches. And that really helped us out in a lot of games where maybe our defense wasn't as good as it should have been, or we didn't rebound as well as we should have. That kind of helped get us through. This year's team, we're very athletic. We have size. And we've really focused on trying to hang our hat on the defensive end because we don't really have the offensive. We don't play the same way offensively. We don't have the same offensive firepower. But we've been really, aside from 2 or 3 games, we've been largely just as competitive. And it's because of our defense and rebounding, which has gotten much better. So moving ahead toward tournament time, we're really just trying to continue to buy into our identity as a defensive team that really just gets up and guards you, is very physical, very hard to play against. Because I think that no matter how you're playing offensively, no matter how you're shooting the ball that night, if your defense comes to play and you grind it out for 32 minutes, you can be in every game. And we've seen that, like, even some of the games that we've lost, we've been right there in a ball game where just 2 or 3 possessions here and there can really make or break the game. And so that's what we're trying to preach. But, I can't say enough about, like, some of these guys that have stepped in, some of the new guys. Like, we have a couple seniors, Eric Manley and Hayden Rhinesmith, who, I say it all the time, but it's the truth. They're seniors who have never played varsity basketball before,
Right.
which is like, you just don't see that very often.
No.
And they're both in our 7-man rotation.
Yeah.
So to have guys like that be able to step in, buy into what you want them to do, buy into their role, is very special. And then, of course, we have our core group back from last year with Aiden, Boston, and Cade, and then Carson Peters, who came off the bench most of the year for us last year and was a big role in our
Yes,
district
he was.
championship team. So you take the pieces that you have back, you take the new ones, you try to figure out your identity. And that was a thing early on in the season. I just kept telling people, it's going to take a little bit of time for this team to figure out who they are. It's going to take some time to get used to playing together. We're a completely different team than last year.
Yes.
We're starting to get to a point now, I think they're confident in who we are.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot less guessing when we go into a game about, well, what does coach expect me to do? What do I need to do to help us win? I think they understand that now. So I think then that allows you to play with freedom. And that's where we are right now.
Well, that's good stuff, Coach. And kudos to you being a young coach. Some of the younger guys don't adjust or adapt to what they need to do, and you just hit it right on the head. Last year's team was great. This year's team is not last year's team. You already said that.
Right.
Now, yeah, they got pieces from last year, but you've had to mold and put the pieces together and get their offensive scheme to a certain level. And you're right about defense. If it's a constant, you're going to be in the ball game no matter how good your offense or how bad your offense is.
TFred, as a player, I didn't really like defense very much. Thankfully, I played for some coaches that really preached it and basically forced you to play defense and you weren't going to play. That was good for me. As a coach, I can understand, especially at the high school level, one of the things that I've learned right off the bat is that you have to come to play on defense every night. You got to guard. All 5 of the guys on the floor have to be engaged in guarding the other team, because if you're not, you're taking a risk. That ball is not always going to go in.
Right.
And especially in high school, it applies to college too and even pros, but especially in high school, if you can guard for the entirety of the game and you can really make it a priority to rebound, that's why we preach every game. We write it up on the board before the game. Our goal is to rebound 75% or more of the opponent's misses. Because if we rebound, it's 3 out of 4. If we rebound 3 out of every 4 of their shots, misses, we're not giving them any second
That's
opportunities.
right.
And even against a bad team, if you give them second and third opportunities, they're going to make you pay.
Yep.
And so that's something that we feel like, okay, we may not have Tucker that we had last year, we may not have Declan. We have guys who are willing to buy into a game plan, play really hard on the defensive end. We're going to have a chance to win any game. So,
Yeah, true. So, Coach, how have you kept the guys focused on all the snow days that we've had?
well, that's been tough. That's something that, I'm young and I'm still new at this. This is my 4th year as a head coach. There are still things each year that come up that I've never dealt with before, and you have to learn on the fly. Like, nobody teaches you how to deal with something like that. Even as a player, I wouldn't have known how to handle that. There's multiple days where we're not even really allowed to be in the gym, so you can't have practice.
Yeah.
And then when you do start coming back, you have to, like what we did was the first couple of days that we had back after the big snow, we just played 5-on-5 up and down for like an hour because we had to get our legs back.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. But, it's hard mentally, really more than physically, I think mentally. We played Oak Hill on Monday, and Oak Hill's gotten a lot better since the first time we played them. But I just felt like I knew going into the game that we were going to have to knock off some rust, and I was a little bit concerned about it. So I'm really hoping that now that we've got that first game under our belt that it'll help us.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to go ahead and let Coach Leist go eat. Coach, we
Thank you.
always appreciate you coming out for things like this and giving us your insight. Love hearing your thoughts on the game and on the season, so we appreciate that. But we're going to go ahead and take a break. You're listening to the Eastern Eagles basketball on the Eastern Eagles Sports Network on Total Media Sports. Back in a few.
Football season is back, and there's no better place to gear up for game day than Sullys in the Valley, right in the heart of Beaver, Ohio. Whether you're fueling up before kickoff or celebrating a big win afterward, Sullys is your go-to spot for delicious food, refreshing drinks, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Tackle your hunger with mouth-watering pizzas, hearty sandwiches, and Perry's ice cream. Make your next game day even better. Swing by Sullys in the Valley, where great food and great fans come together.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Football season is back, and there's no better place to gear up for game day than Sullys in the Valley, right in the heart of Beaver, Ohio. Whether you're fueling up before kickoff or celebrating a big win afterward, Sullys is your go-to spot for delicious food, refreshing drinks, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Tackle your hunger with mouth-watering pizzas, hearty sandwiches, and Perry's ice cream. Make your next game day even better. Swing by Sullys in the Valley, where great food and great fans come together.
Over here. Alrighty, welcome back to Sullys in the Valley. I'm sorry about that. I'm watching Neil Leist over there giving out pizzas. I wonder if he bought the pizza for everybody.
Well, you know he did.
You know, yeah, Neil
Probably did.
probably buying pizzas for everybody.
Yeah.
But you're listening to Eastern Eagles basketball. We're here with the boys, the varsity team here live at Sullys in the Valley. And joining us for the very first time on anything like this is Coach Evan Leist, the younger brother to Coach Ethan Leist. So, Evan, welcome aboard. And
Thank you very
tell
much.
us what you do for the team.
Yeah, so I'm the JV basketball coach. This is my first year. It's kind of a dream come true to be able to coach my brother after playing with him in high school. It's been a really cool experience, and I do a lot of the scouting, and my thing is defense. My brother, he loved playing offense, and so he kind of trusts me to go over the scouting report for the defense to kind of get us ready for each and every game, so that's been really fun.
Awesome. Well, I love defense myself on just about anything, so kudos to that. And so you're the JV coach. So talk about that, the role and what you do for the JV players, what you need to do to get them ready for the varsity level for the next few years, and just your style.
Absolutely. So coming in as a new coach, you know, the goal, or what people think the goal is to win every game. But at the JV level, we're really trying to develop our players. And so at the beginning of the year, it was a little rough. We played some bigger schools, and we struggled. Some of the bigger SOC schools, and then some of the non-conference games were tough. But I'll tell you what, the JV guys, they've gotten so much better, and it's been really fun to watch their growth and just kind of preparing them for the next level. You know, there are some bright spots that I think there'll be some players on the JV team now that will play significant minutes next year. So it's been fun to see their growth over the year.
Well, and you talk about that with growth, and you know, what about what you've got coming up? You know, I know you've got the connection at the junior high level, with the 8th grade specifically. So, you know, it's a family affair with you guys, and I love that. I love watching your dad coach. I've loved watching your brother coach, and we've got to watch some of your JV games. We get there kind of early, and they've been some good games that we've really enjoyed. Some of them we've actually come on just to call, just to get those last few minutes because they're so exciting. But talk about what you got coming up in the pipeline, and what you're looking at, and how you're kind of pushing through, getting them ready for that varsity level.
Absolutely. There's some real talent there. And, you know, it's a big jump coming from 8th grade coming up to the high school level, whether it's JV or varsity. So seeing those guys improve from the beginning of the season has been awesome. And I really look forward to seeing these guys on to the varsity. And, yeah, the 8th grade, there's some real talent there. And, you know, we're losing some seniors this year, so we think that there's a few 8th graders that can come on and play some varsity next year. So we're really excited about that.
I've got to watch every 8th grade game, so I know exactly who you're talking about. And I also just want to say I love watching your dad coach. It's funny just watching him. He's a great guy, great coach, and we enjoy what he does. So what do you got for him, guys?
First of all, it's a pleasure getting you back here where you're from, and congrats on your college career.
Oh, yeah.
You already talked about working with your brother, and what I like about it is you guys are on the same page, and you're building the program from the lower part all the way up, which is the right way to do it. And when you have consistency throughout the program, your program is going to grow tremendously. And I think you guys are doing a great job, and I just want to wish you well. And I can't wait to see. I've been hearing about this 8th grade. Have not seen them. So, I'm not going to comment, but, hey, that's how you keep it rolling. But your thoughts, you are working with your brother. You guys ever get any conflict on anything and have your powwows out?
I'm sure you do.
We were very competitive coming up through high school, and so we've kind of mellowed out with our age a little bit. But it's been really cool to work with him, and we don't argue as much as people would think as brothers, and we have a high level of respect for each other. So that's been really cool, and it's made it really easy to work with. And the way we like to run the program, it starts with him. It's more about the relationships with the players more than it is basketball. And I think if you build that foundation, your team is really going to buy in, and that's what it's about. If you can get the team to buy in, then you can grow something special. And we're excited to see where the rest of the season goes here.
Excellent. Rog?
So I want to know, tell us, the very first game that you coached, you went out on that court, what was going through your mind?
The very first game?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when that was. That was a long time ago. Which game was it?
I'm talking about when your first game of coaching.
Oh, first game of coaching. I was a little bit nervous, but it's just like playing. So as soon as the game starts, you kind of lock in. And, so knocked the rust off a little bit, and at that point, I was just doing everything I could to help our guys, and it was really cool.
I know I like watching you coach when we're up there because it looks like you get wild and crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Just like your brother, and it's a great time.
You ought to see his dad. Their
Intensity.
dad, he gets crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Intensity,
Yeah.
baby.
It's
So
great. It's
everyone voted that I would get more technicals than Coach Lice this year because I'm more of the feisty one. And I think it's either 1-0 or 2-0. He's got me beat. So
Really?
I don't know how that worked out, but I guess I'm the mellow one now.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
All right. Well, Evan, we appreciate you coming on and sharing your thoughts about the JV squad and what's coming up and the varsity. And we wish you well in the rest of your season. And, you guys are young, and I hope to see you guys here at Eastern for many, 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 many years. And have much success.
I appreciate you guys having me on. And, this team is really fun to coach, and I'm really excited for the rest of the season.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Deal.
Thank you.
All right, that was Coach Evan Leist, and we're going to get a few players here to talk. We're going to take a quick break as we shuffle some seats. You're listening to Eastern Eagles basketball live at Sullys in the Valley on Total Media Sports. Back in a few.
Football season is back, and there's no better place to gear up for game day than Sullys in the Valley, right in the heart of Beaver, Ohio. Whether you're fueling up before kickoff or celebrating a big win afterward, Sullys is your go-to spot for delicious food, refreshing drinks, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Tackle your hunger with mouth-watering pizzas, hearty sandwiches, and Perry's ice cream. Make your next game day even better. Swing by Sullys in the Valley, where great food and great fans come together.
Your Hometown Chevy is proud to bring you the hometown games and local coverage for Waverly, Western, Eastern, and Piketon. From classrooms to courts, fields to fairgrounds, we back the hometown heroes that make Southern Ohio shine. Hometown is driven by your success, and that means all-star service and our secret weapon, the Hometown Advantage. Free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're joining a winning team. Visit us in Waverly or start at yourhometownchevy.com.
Football season is back, and there's no better place to gear up for game day than Sullys in the Valley, right in the heart of Beaver, Ohio. Whether you're fueling up before kickoff or celebrating a big win afterward, Sullys is your go-to spot for delicious food, refreshing drinks, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Tackle your hunger with mouth-watering pizzas, hearty sandwiches, and Perry's ice cream. Make your next game day even better. Swing by Sullys in the Valley, where great food and great fans come together.
Hey, welcome back to Sullys in the Valley. We are live with the Eastern Varsity Boys basketball team, and joining us now is senior point guard Aiden Warner. Aiden, how you feeling tonight, buddy?
I'm good. Glad to be here with you.
So you're a senior. You've played all 4 years. You've been in the point guard position. Let's talk about your growth from just basically your the last 4 years playing for the Eastern Eagles.
My role's changed a lot, I'd say. As a freshman and sophomore, it's more of just run the plays, don't turn the ball over, just really play my role. And then last year and this year, I've had to step into more of a scoring role at times.
Yep.
And, I'm fine with that. I like scoring and stuff, but I don't mind having 6 points neither. As long as we win, that's all that matters to me.
There you go, brother. I love it. Well, and really, we watch you. I watched you last year, watched you this year. There we go. Neil's buying us some pizza. Take care of Neil Lice, is what he said.
Yes, sir.
So you have, we watched you this year and last year, and you're running the offense, you're calling the plays, but when you go out and you attack, just the intensity you play with is just something special. In my mind, just watching you, just that intensity, that drive, and just watching you go to the basket, making those moves.
Yeah.
That's just a thing of beauty. So, but you're really like you're the one making the play. So you just kind of talk about that. What your role is now, what you got to do, and getting everything set up. And
a lot of times, I got to make sure we play with a good pace because last year we could kind of outscore teams, scoring the 70s pretty easily. And this year it's just a completely different team, and we're more defense-oriented. And at times I got to remind us, slow down, let's play our game, don't get sped up like that. So.
Okay, how have you stayed focused with all the snow days that we have had?
I don't know. It's been a rough winter, but we all have some chemistry, so I think that helps. Which a little rough the other day against Oak Hill, but we was all glad to be back playing a game. So. Well,
your coach talked about being off for a week, and that's got to be difficult. I know when I was off for the week, I cooked the entire week, and I think I gained 10 pounds. So I couldn't imagine, just kind of sitting around, and I had to go to work. You guys got to stay off, except for you. I'm sure you were out working. Everybody talks about you being the hardest working man over there. During the summer, I know your parents have told me that's all you do is work.
Yeah,
so I'm sure you were out shoveling lots of snow, staying in shape, right?
Yeah, I was not laying around. I was working a lot when we got all the snow, but I like it better. I get bored sitting around, so I'd rather work.
You like the paycheck too?
Yeah.
Tell us who
Absolutely.
you work for. Who
Bevan's Lawn Care.
There you go. So he's making that money. What do you got for him? Anybody got anything for him?
I haven't seen you guys play, so I can't say a whole lot. I saw you last year a lot, but are you kind of like the command officer on the floor general, and you kind of get everybody kind of lined up and put them in the right spot?
Which we all hold each other accountable, but for the most part, I call the plays, or like I said, if we get sped up, I got to slow us down, get us in a good play, get a nice, easy bucket if we're struggling.
Well, that's very important, too, because the game can get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, very easy.
If you don't have somebody holding everybody together.
Yeah. He does that.
Yeah.
I can attest the last 2 years, it's fun watching you do that.
Now,
you are out there doing that.
If I remember right, you wear number 15.
Yeah.
That is a great number, son. Wear it proud. That's
Somebody
what I
else,
wore. That's
somebody,
what
I was
I
going
wore.
to say, somebody else must have wore that number.
Yeah.
That's the second time I've heard that.
It's a good one.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so now we're going to let you talk. Anything you want to say? Shout out to anybody, girlfriend, coaches. Your coaches are probably over there. They're going to watch this.
Our coaches, they put in a lot of work, especially in film and scouting reports. So, props to them for that, because that's not easy. And they always have a good game plan for us, and we just got to execute their game plan, and most of the time it ends up well for us.
Good deal.
Going to shout out anybody?
Just family, supporting, just everyone.
Okay. All right. Well, that is senior Aiden Warner. thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. Who's coming up? Who's the next victim going to talk to us?
Eric Manley.
Oh, big Eric. All right, let's get him up here.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Aiden.
guys.
Good
Thanks,
luck
buddy.
the rest of the season.
Okay, get Eric over here. You got to wipe the grease off his hands from that pizza.
Well, I tell you what, this is kind of hard because I'm like staring at this pizza and those mushrooms smell amazing,
Yes, they do.
but I know it's kind of rude to eat on the air.
Yeah. We'll
All
have
right,
to
Big
we'll have
E.
to hold off.
All right, welcome,
Hello.
Eric
up, buddy?
Manley.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good.
Everybody knows you as QB1,
Yes, sir.
Big E, the big man in the paint. So it's your first year playing varsity basketball. I missed you last year. I wanted to watch you play last year, but it wasn't in the cards. Tell us your thoughts this year, first year, starting varsity. What's it feel like as a senior?
It's had its ups and downs, obviously. It's had its ups and downs, but it's been fun. I really enjoy Coach Lice. I enjoy everybody I play with. A lot of them are basketball or football players, but some like Aiden and them basketball players. But we've been close over the years, so just growing relationships with them and trying to get better throughout the season that's been fun.
So we've talked a lot about your growth. I don't know if you watch the games, but we do. I talk about you quite a bit. And I've talked to your mom and your dad after the games. How much you've grown each game. You know, talk about going through that progression. You know, like you said, the coach said, I've said, you've never played varsity basketball before. You're thrust into a starting role. You know, how have you been able to make that and basically grow and evolve into what you've become today?
Just trying to take it one thing at a time. Normally, like every practice and after we watch film, Ethan will try to give me something to work on and just get better at. And I mean, it goes hand in hand with everything. Just getting better. Like my understanding for basketball has gotten better. Not only what I'm doing, but like I understand why we're running this play. I understand what we're doing in this zone and stuff like that. So all of that really helps.
TFred?
Well, it's a big difference playing QB1 and playing in the post, right?
Yeah.
Now, the physicality, you handle that pretty well, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think you are the best at right now as a post player for the Eagles?
I'd say my rebounding is all right, but like boxing out and my help side defense, I'd say I've got great help side defense.
I don't think he has any problem boxing.
Now, let me ask you this. Can you dunk?
Yes,
he
I can, but ever since my sophomore year, my knees have been really messed up.
Okay, yeah.
Now,
Well, I figured you could. I know you're a big man, and you did a great job on the football field. So
I told him at the beginning of the season I wanted to call one of his dunks.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
You missed one.
But
Yeah,
I
we
did,
missed it.
It was an away
Yeah.
game, but thankfully Mrs. Garrison put it on there, and I got
Yeah.
to see it. So I hope to see another one.
Yep, hopefully.
sounds like a plan.
All right, Grouch?
So, are you ready for this weekend?
Yes, sir.
You ready for the game?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, Eric, and now you get to talk. Give shout outs who you want to shout out to. Anybody, nobody.
Just like to shout out our coaches, shout out players, the parents for making this happen, the boosters and everything. Go Eagles.
All right, go
Go
Eagles.
Eagles. You got it, buddy.
Thank you, Eric.
Have a good one, boss.
All right, that's Eric Manley, senior, first-year varsity player, starting, the big man in the paint. Hopefully we get to see a dunk.
Yeah,
We get
hopefully
to
we
call,
will. Yeah.
I will lose my mind.
We both will. We'll go crazy.
Is he sending anybody else over? Or I think
No,
that's
he
it.
said
That might have been it.
All right. Well, I tell you what, guys, I've had a pretty good time.
I sure have, yeah.
Talking about this Eastern Eagles squad, and like we said earlier, we actually got a doubleheader on Friday. The girls play at 5. That's going to be right here on Total Media Sports. That's a home game. Then we're going to take a quick break for the JV game. That's going to start at 6:30, and then about 8 o'clock ish. We'll have that game against. I have it up here. Sims Valley. I think. Yep. Sims Valley. That'll be about 8:30 ish, and we'll have that right here on Total Media Sports as well. Then Saturday on Valentine's Day, another home game against the Southeastern Panthers. And then fast forward all the way to the 21st, we'll have our last home game of the season. That's going to be against Western, so a battle of Pike County.
Yeah.
I don't know when senior night is, but one of those games will be senior night, and we'll have that right here on Total Media Sports. So that's what we're going to be. TFred, where are you going to be?
Friday night, where the Tigers are at West Portsmouth, and then Saturday night we're at Lucasville Valley. That's boys, and then Monday, tournament game. The girls host South Point, and then Tuesday the Tigers finish up regular season with the home makeup with the Medford Falcons.
Yeah, and then we will also have the girls game at Eastern against Lucasville Valley. That game is going to be at Lucasville Valley, but we will have that game right here on Total Media Sports. So it's getting that time. It's getting tournament time. Tournament draw is on Sunday. So all that the local action that you're used to having covered by Total Media will be covered by Total Media Sports. So we're going to take it as far as these teams go, and hopefully each and every one of our squads are going to make a good deep run in the tournament. So for TFred, Rockin Rog,
he's the madman.
We're all clear and out of here. Good night. Have a pleasant
night.
tomorrow. Thank you to Sullys.